Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Uncle Bruce here from Malta in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, just south of Sicily, Italy, and north of Africa. Welcome all on the Oceania Marina cruise ship here, day 4 of our Mediterranean cruise. Couldn't ask for a better cruise. I'll tell you, this ship is great. Enjoying it immensely. I wanted to join you today for just a quick hi, how are you? Being that it's Tuesday, October the 7th. 2 years ago today, Jennifer and I were in Zurich, Switzerland, having just returned from Tel Aviv to see our one of our viewers, Beach Boy, and all hell broke loose in Israel 2 years ago. And wow, what changes have happened since? Unbelievable. We were so grateful to get out. We got out on a Friday, Friday morning. Saturday it all began, and it's just been carnage ever since. Unbelievable. But today I wanted to just mention a couple of little points to you guys. First of all, I noticed that SOFI made an announcement that they are going to hold their and release their financials for the third quarter on October the 28th, Tuesday, October 28th. That is 3 weeks from today. Am I correct? Yes, 3 weeks from today. And take a look at what the stock has been doing the last 5 days. Let me just pop this up over here, and I'll kind of pop myself down here in the corner. Yeah, look at this. Last week, the shares were in that 26, 27 range, as you can see by the chart just, over there. And got down to the 25 level Monday and yesterday, and now look at it. Here we are pushing 27.20 in the pre-market. A $2 recovery in one hell of a hurry yesterday and today. So do not be surprised, by the way, with those of you out there with GameStop, for exactly this kind of reaction as well, because GameStop is now way oversold, but that's another story. SoFi right now, 27.20 in the pre-market, back to 30 we go, I think, in very short order. And those of you who have been writing cash secured puts are going to be very, very pleased. You notice here the last month now for SoFi, there is that mountain that we went all the way up to, and we backed off a bit, and now here we come, heading to 27.22 and probably 27.28 to 29. 3 weeks from now, the financials come out. How high will the shares go between now and the day they announce their financials? That is the question on a lot of people's minds. So we'll watch for that. Other thing I wanted to mention to you, let me just get out of here and see if I can pop this up over here. Yeah, GameStop. I wanted to tell you that I did some mathematics this morning. Every once in a while, I get my calculator out and I have a little bit of fun with math. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but did you know that the actual number of Bitcoins that GameStop bought, 4,710 Bitcoins, they paid apparently $106,000 and some change for those coins. That's their average cost. This morning, I noticed Bitcoin at 124,000 a coin. These are new record highs, and I think we're going higher the way this administration is adopting coins and all this stuff. Anyway, I figure right now, GameStop is up 18,000 per coin right now on their Bitcoin investment. And that translates to a profit right now of $85 million for GameStop so far on a $500 million investment. That is a 37% return in since August, early August. So September, October, 2 months. Not bad. So if the coin wants to go to 150 thou, another 25 grand higher than this, they'll be up 200 million more, or 100 million more, and they'll be up almost $200 million on their Bitcoin investment. So what they're doing with the other 9 or so billion they have, we don't know. I do know that this October the 7th, today, means that GameStop is 2 months and 7 days into their third quarter. And in 3.5 weeks, 3 weeks to a couple of days, that will be the end of the third quarter for GameStop. And then in probably the first week of December, we'll get the latest numbers from GameStop. How are they doing overall with everything? What I noticed today, I did read into the second quarter financials. I read notes deep into the notes of GameStop, and they talked about the dumping off of all of their international stores. They talked about unloading Canada and unloading France and Switzerland, Italy, Ireland, Germany, out, and that they dropped 550 stores in the last little while yet again. So this is a company that went from 6,000 stores 3 years ago down into the low thousands, and they are still dumping underperforming locations, which tells me their overheads at their head office, those overheads are plummeting, because you're letting go all of these leasing specialists, all of the managers that manage all the store managers, all of the personnel that you needed, all the lawyers you needed to handle all of these different states and all the different laws and all the different leasing agreements and stuff. They're offloading expenses like crazy. And I expect the next quarter and the quarter after and the quarter after 20, 30, 40 million in lower costs per quarter on an forever going forward. This company is lowering their expenses dramatically, and yet the sales are rising per location on average, including, as you know, collectibles and the grading of collectibles. This is a very lucrative area for GameStop that is turning their stores into money makers. Now, ultimately, what's going to happen with GameStop? Are they going to, will Ryan Cohen ultimately decide that once he cleans it all up, gets it all, purdied up, will this retail division now be presented for sale to a private equity corporation, and it becomes part of something else? And GameStop, the company you are involved with, whether you own shares or writing cash secured puts, that entity, cash rich as it is, will be richer cash wise because they'll sell the store for money. They'll sell the stores for profit, cash. Will they have 12 to 15 billion in cash on hand to go about the country and do whatever they're going to do next? Stick around. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're going to be in the $25 neighborhood. I think the shares are headed to 50 and higher based on financial performance of their stores and the potential sale thereof. But we'll see what becomes of it all. In the meantime, we're going to keep our eyes on this stock right here for the next week or two. I'll be watching this very closely, as I'm sure you will. SOFI, back to this 27, 22 neighborhood here in the pre-market. And I think we're going to hit new highs. We're going to break 30, and I think we're going to $32, $33 between now and the end of this month. Because of the financials coming out, they will be phenomenal. They will show incredible growth. Here's the 1 week chart again. As you can see on the far end of this chart, that spike up now through 27. Yet again, here we go back to 30, and we're going to go higher. And we may hit 33, we may hit 35 into November. Because this company is a money-making machine. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Noto, for doing one hell of a good job. And so make sure you've got yourself your cash-secured puts in SOFI. You're set up there. If you're playing put credit spreads behind the stock, low 20s is where you want to be. If you're doing iron condors, you want to be, out of the way of this stock. We've just moved $2 in 48 hours. You do not want to be playing with 28, 29, $30 call credit spreads on SOFI. You don't want to be doing that. On the GameStop side, I'm thinking still the puts behind the stock. Those of you who've written these 27 and 25s or 27, 24s, 27, 22s, sit tight for the rest of this week, next day or two. Let's see what the stock wants to do. If the shares want to rebound to 25 and a half, 26, 26 and a half, don't be surprised if they do that. You may find that the spreads quickly shrink out on these. On the other hand, if you you feel that, I don't want to be this far behind, you can do a rollover of these and move forward several weeks, even into November if necessary, and take a larger spread there. But I'd want to wait through Thursday or Friday this week, because they don't die until next week, Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. We always do. Thank you for your attention today. Thank you for the thumbs ups. If you can give a thumbs ups to this channel, appreciate that. If there's something new on YouTube, they call it hyper promotion. Do you know what that is? I'm still trying to figure this out. There's a way you can hyper promote my videos, they say. You can do that on my TWB channel and on this channel. I'd appreciate it. But the thumbs ups sure come in handy. Thank you again for your support, and we'll keep you posted on our favorites, and we'll keep an eye on that U.S. government shutdown nonsense and see how much longer that lasts as well. Right now, the markets don't seem to care about any of that at the moment. Time will tell. All right, everybody, thanks again. We'll see you next time from the Oceania Marina, probably from Greece or Turkey the next time I get back to you. We'll keep on sailing. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.